by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand, why I stay committed to one girl and stay honest and faithful, right? As opposed to, having multiple girlfriends, cheating on my girlfriend, or, having desire for other women, right? So let me just take you a bit back into, my past relationship history, okay? Because the person I am today, making this video for you now, versus the person I used to be in the past, is completely two different people, right? Two different people right now. And I'm even amazed, and I can't even imagine that I am this person in front of you today, making this video about this particular topic and talking about, staying committed to one girl, with a pure mind, with a pure heart. Because the old me, literally, would love his girlfriend and also have so much desire for other women, right? And I've lived that way for almost, 15 years. Throughout all my, dating and relationships, I was never able to completely stay faithful to one girl. And I remember a period in my life, like during that time, right? Like during, different times or different relationships, I just couldn't help myself when it came to, cheating on my girlfriend. It's not that I would do it intentionally to, purposely hurt her or anything like that, but I just couldn't control my urges, my desires, right? And a lot of that would have to be, that would have to do with, doing drugs and, being on, amphetamines and stuff like that, right? Because when you do those certain things, your mind's not clear. You don't make the right decisions. You don't think about your consequences, right? And you just indulge in that cheap behavior, right? And it's not fulfilling, bro. I'm telling you now, it's not fulfilling when you live that way. When you have a girlfriend and you have desires or you have urges, to have sexual intimacy with other people whilst in a relationship, it ruins your soul, man. It ruins your inner self, right? Because you're performing shameful, degrading acts whilst being in a relationship. And I would just be continuously, doing that, and I couldn't stop, right? I literally couldn't stop. It was literally like I'd do drugs and then I'd have my girlfriend at home, and then I would just literally go on like, apps and stuff like that, or, through the bad crowd of friends I had, we would just be around other women. They would also indulge in drugs. And then, yeah, man, I would just literally just have fun all the time, right? I would have fun. But then eventually, because I wasn't honest with my partner at the time, I would do things behind her back, right? And my mind wasn't clear. I wasn't making the right decisions. It comes down to this, right? Every man is going to want to experience, desires for other women, right? But that's why I say, before you get into a relationship, go through your hoe phase as a man, right? Go through the stages where you're, messing around with girls, having fun, right? Obviously do that shit with, being cautious. But what I'm trying to get at is, if you don't have your hoe phase as a man, right, and you get into a serious relationship, you're going to get these urges, right? might not happen at the start through the honeymoon stage, but when things get repetitive in the relationship, right? You've been with her for, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Some of you that are in relationships now watching this, you might be able to relate, but you'll have these urges where you'll feel like, being with other women, right? And that's why a lot of men, they're not honest with their partners. They just cheat behind their backs, right? It's very disrespectful, to your partner. And, when they get caught, they lie. I used to do that as well. I used to lie and say, no, it's my friend was using my phone. All this bullshit that just doesn't add up, right? Eventually the truth will come out, okay? And then what will happen is you'll end up losing your girl, right? Over girls that don't matter. So it's very important, as a man, to go through these hoe phases before getting in a relationship. If you're already in a relationship and you haven't been able to experience the hoe phase, or, messing around with other girls and having fun, right? With no strings attached, then you just got to sit your partner down and literally just tell her, hey, I'm desiring other women right now, and either two things are going to happen in the relationship. Either you guys are going to break up and go your separate ways, right? Or she will stay with you and she'll work with you, right? And she will kind of understand, but it takes a specific woman to completely understand, right? Like, to that degree. So going back to, like, look, my current relationship now, right? The best relationship I've been in, I don't have any urgency or desire to sleep with other women, right? I don't want to do that, right? I don't allow my mind to go into that particular space, yeah? And the reason why I'm able to stay committed and faithful to my girl now and not have urges to get distracted by other women, right? Because believe me, I'm telling you now, I've got women hitting me up in my Instagram, right? My ex-girlfriend, she made contact with me, after like ages, and literally like messaged me a long message. She sent me this message about, life and blah, blah, blah. And look, man, I just like to end things peacefully with people, right? And, she was telling me, like, all the guys out there, they're either boring, or they're just like, there's not much substance to the men out there, or they're annoying. That's what she said, right? This is coming out of her words. And then she asked about me, what I've been up to, kind of like a hint saying, like, are you still single? And I said to her, look, I'm engaged right now. I'm really happy, and I've found someone, right? It could have gone two ways. The old me would have just messaged my ex-girlfriend, kept her on the side, and then had my girlfriend in a totally different country that wouldn't know nothing, right? And I could have just played that sort of role, right? Just being that sort of Casanova, the way I used to be, right? I could have just been exactly like that, but I'm no longer the old person, yeah? I'm no longer the person that does drugs, that makes stupid decisions, that doesn't think about, the consequences of my actions. No self-improvement, no self-love, right? I'm not that person anymore. And that's why now that I've got a clear mind, I'm able to think clearly, I'm able to make the right decisions, right? I've got self-love, and I'm at a point where I just don't want to do that, bro. That shit just gets fucking old, man, right? It gets old. And I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to lead anyone on. I don't want to falsify any, any chances, right? With anyone. I just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel that God is watching, right? And if I was to do something behind my girl's back and try and just, play around and do that, then I'm disrespecting the relationship. I'm disrespecting the universe for allowing me to cross paths with my girl. And it's a beautiful thing, man, when the universe, puts that person in front of you and you cross paths at the right time, right? If you haven't crossed paths or met that girl right now, you just don't deserve it right now, right? And I know that sounds very harsh, but it's a truth, right? You're not going to find the love that's right for you until you completely love yourself, right? Until you're completely, not desperately seeking it. You're just doing you, you're going about your business, and you're just hopeful that good things are going to happen to you. That's when you start to cross paths. And that's where I'm truly grateful, right, to the universe. I'm not going to disrespect the universe for putting a girl in front of me at the right time, a girl to actually suit my lifestyle, the person I am, what I want in life, and to support my journey. I'm not going to ruin that, right, and disrespect the universe or God or higher power, whatever you want to call it, by indulging in doing things secretly or doing shady things, right? I'm not about that. And my mind is now operating a lot clearly. I'm thinking purely, right? I'm operating from a high consciousness. I'm operating through, the voice of God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And it's just not the right thing to do, bro. It's not the right thing to do to be sly and do things like that, right? And some of you won't really understand what I'm trying to explain here, right? But for the guys out there that can relate, that have got a bit of experience with women or that are in relationships right now, you can understand what I'm trying to say, right? And it's not difficult for me to go and find another girl, but it's all about controlling your desire for other women and your urges, right? Because look, man, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Even though I've got a girlfriend and she watches my videos, she's probably going to watch this. She's probably not going to like it, but I have to be honest so I can help my brothers out, my community out, with giving you advice on certain topics, right? I don't want to, I don't want to ruin something that's good and operate through shame and guilt by indulging in, cheap sex or anything like that. I don't want to give any desire, or I don't want to spark interest in that field, right? If that makes sense. Let me just explain a bit further. So, for example, right, there's beautiful women everywhere. There's very attractive women everywhere. They've got attractive sexual features, right? Women are beauty objects. So there's so much beautiful women out there, right? Sexy women, there's so many, right? Whatever. But I don't give it too much desire. I don't engage in that desire, right? And it's all about just not engaging in that desire. There's a hot girl walking. She's attractive. Cool. Just leave it at that. Don't start obsessing over her, checking her out or anything like that, right? When you've got a girlfriend, or even if you're married, if you start desiring other women, then it's not good, right? You're not living pure, right? And that's what I do. I just don't give energy to that thought. Even if there is an attractive woman walking, I'll be like, yep, cool, she's attractive. And I just keep going about my day. I don't sit there like obsessing over it going, damn, she's hot, right? While I've got a girlfriend. It's not good, man. Like, you're going to end up fucking your mind up because you're giving energy, you're opening unnecessary doors, right? And the thing is with me, if I give into those urges, right? And I don't control my mind and I don't control myself, then I'm not going to be able to stop, right? I won't be able to stop. I'll always end up wanting to engage in, other women, and I won't be able to stop. Like, once I start messing around, I won't be able to stop. And I just don't want to open that door, right? Because look, man, it comes down to this. I've had my fun in life, right? I've had my fair share of fun with women, right? Even though I have been in a lot of relationships, I've also had my fun, right? From a very young age. I've had my fun with women, and it wasn't very hard for me to get women, right? Getting attention from women, it wasn't hard for me. And look, man, I've been through my stage, my hoe phase with, being with multiple girls and having fun and just enjoying life as like a playboy, right? I've done all that, right? And I've also done, the cheating and stuff like that, right? So I've had my fun. And let me tell you one thing, bro. Once you start to just smash girls and you've got no interest or you've got no liking towards them, right? You're just purely doing it as a sexual urge. It gets old, man. It just gets old. It doesn't get rewarding. You feel actually quite shit. It actually damages your soul even more because, for example, you be with a girl, you got no feelings for her, you just have sexual desire for her. After you, let's say, release, I just want to get the fuck out of there. I want to get the girl out of my vicinity as soon as possible. I don't want to cuddle. I don't want to hug. I don't want to do anything. You're not staying over. You're leaving. And I've done that multiple times with women, right? Multiple times. Well, just do my thing, right? And then after that, I want them to bounce, call a taxi, drop them home, whatever it might be. I just want them out of my space, yeah? I just don't want to be around them. And I just feel kind of like yuck with myself, yeah, after doing it. Like, you might think, oh, mad, bro, you banged a girl. And it's not even about that, bro. Once you start doing that, like, consistently, it just gets old and it just makes you, it doesn't make you feel good, man, right? So for those of you that are not that experienced, you're thinking, oh, it's mad to have a lot of girls. You need to experience it, right? It's good to experience a lot of girls, but it just gets old after a while, okay? So that's why I say it's good to experience the hoe phase as a man, so you can go through multiple women, have fun with them whilst you're not in a relationship, right? And that way you'll understand what I'm saying. After a while, it just gets old. It doesn't bring you any satisfaction, right? It's just purely just fun, right? And there's nothing behind it. There's no substance behind it. There's no chemistry between you two. So it just gets old, it just gets repetitive, it gets boring, and you just end up feeling lonely, right? You just feel lonely. And look, man, that's why I'm able to now stay pure, right? And respect God and the universe and be totally honest with everyone, right? If I ever had a desire to be with another girl whilst in a relationship, I would tell my girl that I'm getting these thoughts, right? But I've already had that hoe phase. I've already been through that in life. I've already messed around with a lot of women, broken a lot of hearts. I've been through that. It's a very empty feeling, bro. It's literally a very empty feeling. It brings you no satisfaction, it brings you nothing, bro. You think, oh yeah, cool, man. Like, so you get, wild up, you get really revved up before it happens, and then as soon as you're done with it, you just want to leave, bro, because you've got no attachment to that girl. And that's why, bro, I just can't like sleep around with skanks or hoes. I just can't do it, man. Like, it's just, I know the feeling that's going to happen after it, and I don't want to feel guilty. I don't want to feel shameful. I don't want to like feel shit about myself, right? Because you can tell, right? These girls know that you're just using them for fun. They know that, right? And end up catching feelings and shit, and then you're just like, whoa, back up, yeah? Because you've got no interest in them. You're not going to make her your girl. She's just a bit of fun. So it just gets really old after a while, man, and just literally starts messing with your mind, your soul. And yeah, man, that's why I don't engage in anything like that with my current relationship, right? I can always go behind the relationship and have fun, but I don't do this because I know God's watching. I appreciate God allowing me and my girl to meet and cross paths, right? Because the same will happen for you, bro, right? You will meet the right girl who's aligned or who's meant to be for you, right? If you haven't met her yet, you're just not worthy of receiving her yet. She's definitely out there. She's waiting for the best version of you to become the best person that you can actually be as a man, right? And once you start doing that, and you don't purely get desperate and start, as long as you keep an open, optimistic, you keep your doors open, but you keep doing you keep doing your thing, you don't complain, you don't have a weak mindset where you say, no girl wants to be with me, long-term relationships are not real, blah, 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 right? Once you get out of that victim mentality and you purely are trying to be the best version you can be, you're positive, you got good frequency, that's when you will cross paths with the girl that is meant to be for you, right? We all have a certain person that's right for us. And if you haven't met her, you're either not worthy or you just haven't really crossed paths yet, right? But going back to what I was saying, I respect that the universe allowed us to cross paths at the right timing, right? It wasn't a coincidence. There's too many like determining factors that made us crossing paths. Like there was too many like positives, right, with it, like the timing, the location, everything was done within a certain time frame. And I see that, my girl sees that, and I'm grateful for the universe for putting us two together, right? And I found a girl that actually is the right girl for me and the direction I want to go in life. And yeah, man, that's why I say we've got a beautiful relationship. I'm in the best relationship that I've got, and I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it by indulging in things that are going to knock me off course with my current girl, right? I stay pure. I respect the universe, right? And it amazes me that I'm even talking this way, because I would never talk like this, man. I was literally like women crazy at one point in my life. Been that way for a very long time, right? But I was not operating from my highest self. And now that my mind's clear, I've got a pure heart. I use, an analogy like God's watching, and that's what keeps me in line with not cheating on my girl, doing things behind her back, right? That's what keeps me in line and focused. So look, man, if you're in a relationship, you've been with a girl for quite a long time, you're having urges to, be with other women, don't do it behind her back. Sit her down, talk with her, say, look, I'm getting these urges, or I'm finding other women, like I'm desiring other women, and either she's going to let you enjoy that, or you guys are going to break up. Yeah, it's one of the two. But it could potentially destroy your relationship if she allows it to happen just because she really loves you. Women can go very crazy in relationships, bro. So I don't want you to go through that. But that's why I say it's important for every man to understand what a hoe phase or, messing around with women feels like. Because if you don't, then you won't understand that feeling that I'm trying to explain, that empty feeling of just messing around with women, having no like connection with her, but just purely just fun, right? You got to just obviously enjoy that stage. So that way, when you do meet the right girl, you've already had your fun, you've played around, you know that it's empty, it's not fulfilling, it's not satisfying as it's hyped up to be. You feel shameful, you feel guilty, you feel shit about yourself, right? All these things. You won't want to go through this when you meet the right girl, and when you cross paths with her, you'll actually appreciate what you have and you won't ruin it, right? So look, man, I had to get my mind clean, I had to get my mind clear, I had to leave the old person in the past, reconstruct myself into a new person, and operate with a pure heart. And the moment I started doing that, God connected me with the right girl at the right time, and I'm grateful. And I don't have to have urges of, I can control myself with desiring other women because I am grateful for what I have in my life. And I've been there and done that and had that hoe phase before. And it's just empty, and it doesn't bring you any, it doesn't make you feel fulfilled. Maybe when you're young, like you're 17, 18, yeah, it feels cool to be a player, maybe your early 20s, whatever, right? But eventually, bro, that shit just gets old. It doesn't make you feel good. You don't feel like the man after a while, right? And yeah, man, it just gets boring. You just feel alone after a while. You just don't feel like, you want to feel loved and you want to have that love, right? We're humans, but you will get that, you will receive that, right? Once you're worthy of becoming that person, right? You will get cross paths with the girl that's right for you at the right time. But look, man, that's the whole point of this video. Staying committed to my girl only, not having desires for other women. I just don't engage in anything like that. When girls message me on Instagram, I say, sorry, look, I've got a girl, I'm engaged, I'm happy, thank you, I wish you well. Still keep pushing, bro. They'll still keep pushing, say, hey, look, but here's my number, look, if I just want to be friends and blah blah blah. I just ignore the message, bro. Like, literally, it's just like not operating like that, bro, because once I give in, I can't stop. I don't want to do that, and it's disrespectful to the universe, it's disrespectful to my girl, and disrespectful to myself for doing that, right? Just for a bit of cheap fun. So look, man, I love staying committed to one girl, listening to the voice of God, right? Being a different person now, no longer, playboy or someone that cheats on his partner. I'm proud of who I am, and I just keep it that way and just focus on my purpose, right? Which is to help as much people as I can and serve others. And I just focus on that, and my girl just complements my life, and we just keep it at that, bro, right? The moment your mind doesn't have a purpose, you don't have, you're not improving, you've got addictions, you're indulging in drugs, that's when you make stupid decisions, right? And that's where you never find the right person to match your energy frequency, because you're operating from a low frequency. So what you put out there is what you receive, right? It's just plain and simple that way. But yeah, man, like, I never thought I would have been in this position today, making this video, saying that it's really empty, being that guy, to have multiple girls and, live a life like that, because it looks cool on the outside. It might even sound cool, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel cool, right? When you do this over a long period of time, it just doesn't feel cool. And yeah, man, that's why I'm in another chapter of my life, and I just keep my purpose, my sole focus, tunnel vision. Got my time that I allocate with my girl, and she complements my life, and we just go with that, bro, right? We go with that, and I'm just honest with my girl. I keep it 100 with her, and she respects me for that, right? So listen, I hope this video added some sort of value, right? Just so you can understand, about relationships, staying committed, staying faithful, because I know there are a lot of men out there that cheat on their girls, cheat on their wives. It's because they haven't been through the hoe phase before, right? They're not operating from their highest self, so they're making stupid decisions. They're probably indulging in drugs. But my recommendation, man, look, have fun, enjoy life, right? With women, you'll understand what I mean by saying it gets old, repetitive. There's no fulfillment with just smashing girls with no, attachment or feelings involved. And then eventually you're just going to want to find the right girl, man. You're going to want to find the right girl, and you're just going to leave that person in the past and just be a new person, right? But it starts with, becoming the best version of yourself, operating from a higher frequency, having a morning process involved, right? As a man, being on his grind, staying on his purpose, staying focused, right? That's what it's all about, because then you get to think clearly, you get to make the right decisions, as opposed to someone who has bad mental health, who has drugs in their life, right? Like I used to be. When I took my drugs, I would not even care about my girl. I'd literally just start messaging other girls because my sexual desire was really high, right? So I would just mess around with other girls, living a double life, and caused me to feel very shameful, guilty, yeah. And after a while, it just gets old, bro. So look, hope you learned something from this video. I'm gonna end it here. If you're new to my channel, you resonate with my content, you like my content, hit the subscribe button. It really helps boost my channel. But yeah, man, have a beautiful start to the week, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.